Good evening. This is CTV News for Wednesday, February 3rd. I'm Patricia Vallone. Thank you for joining us tonight. Well, there has been an arrest in that double homicide in Fort Washington that shocked residents as well as law enforcement. Our Byron Scott is here with that story.
Well, police have made a big break in this case. They're going to talk about it in about a half an hour. As you said, police have made an arrest in yesterday's double homicide in Fort Washington. Here is that suspect. Police have identified him as 25-year-old Darren Boswell Johnson of the 6500 block of Pennsylvania Avenue in Forestville. Now, police say he's the man who shot and killed his own daughter and 2-year-old Chloe Davis Green, you see her there, as well as the baby's mother, 26-year-old Nashante Davis. Now, according to police, Johnson was involved in a paternity suit at the end of last year. He learned he was the girl's father, and he was ordered to pay child support. Now, police did hint to that a little bit yesterday. Now, the incident unfolded yesterday morning on the 1300 block of Palmer Road. Investigators saying Johnson shot the mother first as she stood outside her car. Then police say he opened the door of the car and pumped bullets into his own daughter as she was fastened in the car seat. Now, again, a suspect has been arrested, 26-year-old Darren Boswell Johnson. He faces murder charges. A press conference expected in about a half an hour. We'll be there and bring you developments tomorrow. So this was a huge case, a huge break that shocked everybody in the area.
Yeah, and such a sad story.
Yeah.
All right. Thank you, Byron. Well, as you can imagine, it has been a tough day for the teachers, students, and parents at Bradbury Heights Elementary School, where Davis taught second grade. CTV's Sonia Srivastava has more from Capitol Heights.
Well, heavy hearts here at Bradbury Elementary School, where Ms. Davis was a teacher. Now, we had a chance to talk to some of the parents here today, and they are absolutely heartbroken.
The kids, I mean, they loved her. The staff loved her.
But she was such a nice person, always cheerful.
It's terrible.
Yeah.
It's terrible that somebody, would go and kill, two innocent bodies like that. And I think that he could have solved the problem another way.
This is very heartbreaking for a teacher and her daughter. That's sad.
And I'm so sad for the family and everyone. It's just...
Does it break your heart?
Yes, I mean, yes, and just the fact, how much anger do you have?
Everybody is real devastated over it. They really is. It's really heartbreaking.
Now, some of the parents tell us that they will be having that tough conversation with their child about what has happened here and how they can move forward. Back to you all in the studio.
Now, the school did send out a letter to parents yesterday. Well, Governor Larry Hogan gives his 2016 State of the State speech today in Annapolis. The Republican delivered the address to a joint session of the Maryland General Assembly controlled by Democrats. Rochelle Metzger is there with more.
In his second State of the State address, Governor Larry Hogan says Maryland is headed in the right direction.
Let us continue to blaze that new path for Maryland.
Today, the Republican leader pitched his vision for the path ahead to a Democratic-controlled legislature.
In addition to reining in spending, taxes, tolls, and fees, let's rein in how much the state borrows. And let's work together to reduce mandated spending increases in years when revenues don't keep pace.
Prince George's delegate Jay Walker says he'd like to see the focus on areas other than just cutting taxes.
We have a governor that talks about he's such a pro-business governor. Well, if you're not healthy, you can't go to work. Healthcare is essential to Prince George's County right now, and he's not willing to invest in keeping our hospital open so that people can get the quality healthcare they deserve and that they need so that they can go to work.
Hogan says the state is investing $2 billion into shovel-ready infrastructure needs, but Democrats say funding is also needed for public transit projects.
In the case of transportation, the Purple Line in Montgomery County and Prince George's County, so much has been cut from the state. The plan's not as good as it used to be, but we're at least better off than Baltimore City, who simply got the red line completely cut out.
The governor says he wants to continue the era of bipartisanship started last year and called on legislators to find a middle ground on issues like transportation and education funding. But Democrats say so far the governor's actions don't match his words, and that leaves them with concerns for the session ahead.
The reality is that a lot of the major jurisdictions got cut in the ways of education and transportation, and that, the real story is something different.
Practice what you preach. When you talk about giving record amounts of money to fund GCEI, it's not like it was done voluntarily. It was done because this body, the Democrats in the House of Delegates, decided we're going to mandate this from now on.
In Annapolis, Rochelle Metzger, CTV News.
Yeah. And Hogan also says he will work with the General Assembly on recommendations from the Justice Reinvestment Coordinating Council, including reforms to help break the cycle of incarceration. Well, Prince George's County Executive Asherim Baker was in Annapolis today asking the governor to fully fund important local projects. He's calling on Hogan to release the $20 million in school funding that has not been dispersed even after a budget surplus. Baker's also concerned about the Regional Medical Center and testified on the issue before the Senate Budget and Taxation Committee this afternoon.
On the hospital, let's just take that for instance. He didn't put the money in the budget last year, and so what we said was, what do you need from us? What information? We sit down, our folks from the county, they met with the Secretary of Health and Mental Hygiene, Van Mitchell, great guy. They met with him, they met with the governor's chief of staff, we provided them all the information, and here it is a year later, we still don't have that $15 million. And to add insult to injury, he doesn't put it in the budget for this year. Now these aren't Prince Georgians, these are Maryland's, and not just from Prince George's County, from Charles County, St. Mary's County.
Now, Baker and the Prince George's delegation also attended a press conference this morning to highlight the issue. They were joined by their counterparts from Baltimore and Montgomery counties, as well as Baltimore City. And you are watching CTV News. I'm Patricia Vallone.